Welcome back, everybody. It's the conclusion to King's Quest IV, The Perils of Rosella. Thanks very much for watching this series. We are going to be concluding the game today, if all things go right. I think everything will. When last we left, we had just gotten some sheet music from this chest here after the fifth and final ghost, after we got the last thing that he wanted, which was a little toy horse, was a little boy ghost. Let's not pontificate too much about the ghost nature of everybody in Tamir, and let's just climb the ladder. Get back downstairs. Do. Now, one thing I do not remember is whether these gas lamps were actually all on during the day. I don't think they were. I think they've been lit by our ghosty friends. But I might be wrong on that. I'll have to probably check the footage to see if those candles were actually on. So you'll remember that there is an organ, a pipe organ, at the top of this tower as part of this creepy house. And this is where we're going to do a little video editing magic, because this is a little bit precarious, so we'll see you up there. And we've made it once again to the organ. All right, let's go over here. Let's have a little sit down. Sit. Now, I can play, which will just do the same little music that she does before, or we can play the sheet music. You find it difficult to read the old sheet music, but you attempt it anyway. Here we go. What's this? A small drawer has opened in the organ. Because that's how you hide things in organs. You program it to only open if you play a complete piece of sheet music. Oh my. It started out a little bit like, what is that piece? I think it's called Toccata and Fugue something. It might actually be that piece, or it might be based on it. I'm not exactly sure. I'll include some text here to tell you what it actually is. That was interesting. Right, so a little drawer has opened up. Look, drawer. You see a skeleton key in the drawer. Get key. Let's take a look at it. It's a key. It actually does sort of look like a skull. The key. What is that part of the key called? Who knows? Anyway, we got ourselves a key. A skeleton key. So let's get on back down the tower here. I think I'm well practiced enough that we should be able to get down without too much trouble, particularly since I can just hug the wall, which is quite handy. So where could we use this key? What could this key be used for? So we can think about all the places that we've seen that might have a locked door. Now, in thinking about it, I don't think I actually... Whoops! Ooh, I just did a little trip there, but Rosella's fine. There is one door, if you recall, that I said we'd be getting back to much later in the game, at the time that we first saw it. And you'll remember in the graveyard, over here, there's a crypt. Now, I actually didn't try to open the door at that time, but we would have found that the door is locked. And here we are now. Remember the zombies? Well, they're still here. Just gonna banish them all so we don't get the blaring music. There we go. You will remember that we are here, or that we're currently on a quest, on a fetch quest, literally, from the evil fairy Lolotte. What? There are no more zombies for music. Stop it. This is a scary old cemetery, blah, 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 blah. Does it... No, it doesn't actually talk about the crypt. Oh, here we go. How odd. You see a crypt door built right into the mountainside. I've only kind of just noticed right now that there's a lion statue. It's kind of cool. Look, crypt. The stone crypt is built into the mountainside. Okay, well, there we go. So if I go over here and try to open crypt, try opening the crypt door. I mean, why would you write a response to open crypt when obviously that's what the player would have meant? Right? Why have two layers of interpretation? Just interpret open crypt as if I'd said open crypt door. Anyway, open crypt door. The door is locked. There we go. So now we've got our skeleton key and we can unlock it. That is not clear. This is the trouble with parsers. Unlock crypt door. You place the skeleton key in the lock of the crypt door. Slowly, you turn it. Click! It unlocked. Marvelous. All right, let's just open the door now. There we go. And for some reason, it's an Egyptian tomb. Because why not? What an incredible place. This looks like an ancient burial tomb with hieroglyphics written on the walls and an old coffin against the far wall. A pile of rope is at the edge of the upper platform. You see an odd-looking little chest here. It must be Pandora's box. I don't know why it must be. It could be any box, but here we are. So let's take a look at the rope. See a pile of rope at the end of the platform. Get rope. You reach down and get the pile of rope. To your happy surprise, you find that the rope is actually a rope ladder attached to the end of the platform. Gladly, you throw the rope ladder over the edge of the platform, where it falls to the floor below. Hooray! Climb ladder. Do 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 do. Now, as soon as I touch down here, a mummy shows up. Because of course it does. Here's the thing about this whole situation. You could never get here without having the scarab. Because... I guess I shouldn't say never. You could potentially make it to nightfall and then get the 5 items while perhaps expertly dodging the zombies, although the actual reality of that is probably very slim to be able to do that. It just makes this so meaningless to have a mummy in here. Anyway, here we are. Get box. It might also be a situation where there was supposed to be something else to do with the mummy, or you would have come here first. You would have been able to get here much earlier in the game, and so this was an alternate way to get this box. Who knows? But the point is, in its current state, having the mummy here is kind of meaningless because it would never pose a threat. But it's fine. Let's take a look at the box. It's Pandora's box. Now, it's possible to open the box But you kill yourself in the process because you release all sorts of untoward evil. Because you will remember that Pandora's box was full of evil, and Pandora opened it and released all sorts of evil unto the world. And the one thing that was left in there was hope. A lot of good that did the world. But now we got the final item that we need, or the final item that Lolotte needs. And we are going to head over here for our final confrontation. I feel like Lolotte's musical theme is also very inspired by the theme of the Wicked Witch of the West from Wizard of Oz. And she finally asks Rosella's name. All this time she didn't even know. And now we learn what is in store for Rosella. Her reward that's been so promised by this evil lady. We're gonna get to marry Edgar. Isn't that fun? It's not quite the reward that we were hoping. Oh, aw, poor Edgar. He's a good kid. We'll find out a little bit more about his whole deal in a little bit. But, oh, and here's the thing with these marriages. They always happen first thing in the morning. Because apparently she can't conduct the marriage right now, immediately. Oh, but of course, no funny business. Get to sleep elsewhere, separate rooms. Now, of course, we get all of our stuff stolen and put somewhere. Now, at this point, we've got a lot of stuff. I feel like it should be shocking to at least the goons, if not Lolotte herself, of all the shit that we've got. Primarily, a certain item that is going to prove Lolotte's undoing. But we'll get back to that in a little bit as we now look around Edgar's room. Now what? Oh my, let's look around. Normally, this is Edgar's tower bedroom. Actually, for being such an awful castle, it looks quite comfortable. But you're in no mood to care. Indeed. Let's look out the window. Look out window. You see the mountain out the window. Fantastic. Let's look in the mirror. Look, mirror. You look in the mirror and see the reflection of a poor but beautiful peasant girl. Is that a comb? Game does not understand comb. In earlier games, whenever you did that, it would reply with "I don't understand" and the word that would be said. And quite a few years ago, a friend and I, we'll get back to that as some plot is happening. You hear something at the door. Aw, look at Edgar. He's pretty sweet. Coming up here, giving us a rose. Look, floor. You see a beautiful rose lying by the door. Get rose. What do you want to get? I just needed to walk over it. What's this? Why, a beautiful red rose has been pushed under your door. You pick it up and carry it with you. Great. Look, rose. Wait, what? Rose. Look, rose? See nothing special. Look at rose. Okay. So there's a little gold key attached to the rose. So even though Edgar has gotten his wish that he's going to get to marry you, marry us, marry Rosella, he's like, this is still wrong. I don't want to be married under these circumstances. So he brings Rosella a key, which is his way out. So that's pretty nice of him. Get key. Now, let's do a little save here. Rose key. And let's move on. Open door. So I was saying a few years ago, my friend Rob and I used to do a weekly live streamed adventure game kind of sort of playthrough show. And the first game that we played back in, oh gosh, what was it, like 2014, 2015 when we started, was Space Quest, the very first Space Quest, also by Sierra Online. And we didn't have a name for the show or anything yet. But one of the first things that we found was this plant on the planet that we crash landed on, the desert planet Corona. Oh, that name has not aged very well. And when you looked at it, it gave you the description that it looked like spinach. And then we said, oh, well, look at spinach. And the game said, I don't understand spinach, even though it had actually said the word spinach before. And so we decided to call the show that, I Don't Understand Spinach, or IDUS for short. But then when the pandemic started, just some scheduling things, and we had to stop our show, sadly. But in the meantime, since then, I decided to start up this YouTube channel. So welcome. That is the that is the path that we took, I guess. Anyway, here we are in the kitchen. Not a very pleasant kitchen, but a kitchen nonetheless. Against the back wall, 2 cabinets flank a cold stone fireplace. You see a long table under the one small window. Open cabinet. Cabinet is full of dishes. Very good. What could be in this one? Here are all your possessions. Now this doesn't really make sense because the goon that took your stuff went the opposite way. So how did your stuff get here? Anyway, we are not concerned with geography. Now you don't want to get too close to the goons, otherwise they wake up and they put you back in the tower and you don't have your shit anymore, particularly not a key to get yourself unlocked, and then you're stuck. Morning comes and you have to marry Edgar. And I think Rosella dies of of like heart attack or a stroke or basically a broken heart. The Raven was kind of following us all around, which is interesting because the Raven never kind of gives away that you're loose. I should not have gone in there. Oh. Well, now you can see what happens when you get caught again. Here comes the morning. And it looks like you're destined to be Mrs. Edgar Evil Fairy. I now pronounce you man and wife. In all fairness, Rosella looks amazing in that black dress. Yeah, and she dies of like a completely disgusted heart. Or she just fainted. Yeah, fainting isn't going to help. Now, what doesn't necessarily make sense is that she's just fainted. She hasn't died. So she could potentially still find a way to get out of this, to kill Lolotte and whatever. But I think the implication is morning has come and you haven't saved Janesta, and therefore you can't go home, and your father has probably died, and it's a bad time for everybody. And now we got to restore, and we're all the way over here. So we're gonna fast forward now. Yes, thank you, sound. Oh God, oh no, oh geez, it's a perpetual happy sound. I mean, that's usually good, but okay, hold on. Get key. You can't get that. Unlock door. Open door. Oh God, are we gonna have this sound all the time? Oh God. Okay, well, let's fast forward to the next part, and we'll see you there. Okay, and we're back, and we managed to stop the happy sound from from continuously ringing. Once I got into the kitchen and got my stuff again, that managed to kind of kick everything back to normal. Now we're not going to go into that hallway this time. We're going to go up these stairs. Oh boy, more precarious stairs. Now, if I keep doing this kind of hugging the wall, which technically is like up in this segment, it's a bit odd. Ooh, look what we got here. You see Lolotte's bedroom door and a winding stairway leading down the tower. So the way that King's Quest IV does its interiors, I find really nice. It's got this sort of sliced out of the front wall so you can see in, but we've got like 2 layers of it here. We've got it from the tower wall, the outside tower wall, but also in here so we can see into the bedroom. But from Rosella's perspective, this is just a door at the top of the tower, but we as the player can see through 2 walls. Isn't that cool? It's a really good art detail that I love here. Right, so look, a door. It's just a plain wooden door. Fantastic. Can I just open it? Unlock it first. Fine. Unlock the door. Which key do you want to use? The gold key or the skeleton key? Oh. Will it open with the gold key? Use gold key. Huh. Apparently so. Probably could use the skeleton key as well. Maybe. Oh well. Open door. Here we are. So you can make some noise and wake her up, but then you get zapped. Hold on, let's do a save. Lolotte. She zaps you, and it's game over. Obviously, you turn into a pile of ash. So here's your chance to actually kill her off. But first, let's take a look. So this is Lolotte's bedchamber. You question her taste in decorating, as her furniture is a bit on the gaudy side. Jeez, Rosella. And speaking of Lolotte, the old bat is sound asleep on her massive bed. Look, Lolotte. The evil fairy sleeps soundly in her bed. She wears Genesta's magic talisman around her neck, and you see it gleaming upon her chest. As she sleeps, she makes very strange clicking sounds. So what could we do? What could we have that could kill an evil fairy? Well, we got an axe. We could hit her on the head with a shovel. We could potentially, I don't know, throw a glass bottle in her face. Gold ball up the nose, could be. Silver flute through an eye. But I think you probably know what we really need to do, or what makes most sense, is to shoot Lolotte with Cupid's arrow. You aim the golden arrow toward Lolotte. You let go of the bowstring. Zing! Direct hit. Listen to this music. So again, like they're actually specifically referencing the Wizard of Oz here with the Wicked Witch of the West with the whole melting situation. But no, it just hurts. You shot her with the arrow. You cringe as you watch the evil fairy die a painful death. But what happened, you wonder? How could Cupid's arrow have done that? You thought those arrows were harmless and contained only love. And it's pretty drawn out. Wait, that must be it. Love. Lolotte was so evil that when all that pure love entered her body, it acted as a poison to her system. In spite of yourself, you feel a sense of sweet revenge. Hell yeah. And then they sort of do this almost as a sequel bait. You know, oh, Lolotte will return. Spoiler, she never does. And day has dawned. And here's Edgar. Edgar bows to you, acknowledging his evil mother's death. He begins to say, "You may now walk freely about the castle. And suddenly begins to blush. Aw, Edgar. And just wanders off. And we did it! Ding dong, the fairy is dead. Get talisman. Yes! I feel like that should be worth more than 5 points. Ooh, it's glowy. And that's all we needed to do. Let's take a look at Lolotte now. Lolotte is quite dead now. Fantastic. Now let's get out of here. Tum-ta-tum-ta-tum. Let's be very careful not to fall down the stairs. Because that's very much a Sierra thing to do. And all of the goons are very happy that you've actually killed Lolotte, which is another nod to the Wizard of Oz. All the Winkies were very pleased. And then this music happens. Because of the hen. It's a very a common little tune whenever chickens are involved in like old cartoons. And let's also get the box, Pandora's box. There's nothing of interest in the boxes. Get this specific box game, Pandora's box. There we go. So the reason that we're taking these things is, well, obviously they didn't belong to Lolotte in the first place. So we want to return them all either to where they are meant to be or to their proper owners. So we've got the hen, we've got the box, and our friend the unicorn is going to be waiting for us outside once we make our way, once again, down these very precarious stairs. Man, 80s Sierra games loved their spiral staircases. Can I sit on the throne? Sit throne. No time. No time for that. That's fair. Let's get out of here. It's daytime. And let's go over here in the stable. Here's our friend the unicorn. And we're going to open the gate. As soon as you open the gate, the splendid wild unicorn impatiently leaves its hated prison. It quickly trots out the open stable door to freedom. Bye. There's this whole thing that you can try to interact with the unicorn, but it does not trust you anymore. Because the fact that it was here, in this horrible place, was kind of your fault. I mean, it was entirely your fault. Okay, all right. Let's, Ooh, this directory disk can hold no more saved games. This is another thing of these old Sierra games, primarily limited by the operating system of the day, the old MS-DOS. So you had to kind of save over old discs and stuff. I can't even change the directory, which is interesting. This must be something to do with the way that ScumVM is handling this. I disabled the ScumVM UI for saved games, so maybe as part of that, I can't do a change directory. Anyway, we'll replace this old save, Dwarf Mine. We don't care about that. Mountain path. There we go. Now let's be very, very careful. Careful now. Whoa. It's also a bit hard to tell that back side of the path, what is actually like the side of the mountain and where you can actually fall. Oh, there we go. I think we got it. I think we've got it. I think we're good. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Careful, careful, careful. And we made it. Woohoo! So we've released the unicorn. So the unicorn is prancing along in the wild once again. So that's good. Let's return the box, Pandora's box, back to the crypt. La da dum da dum. Across the river we go. And because it's daytime, there are no more zombies. Okay. So let's climb a ladder. La 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 la. Here comes the mummy. And runs away. Put down box. There. That was a rather triumphant good thing has just happened. And now we're going to close the door. And we're going to lock the door. You place the skeleton key in the lock of the crypt door. Click. It locked. You kick the key through a crack under the door. Now no one will ever accidentally release the evils of Pandora's box into the world. Never, ever, ever. Not in a million trillion years. Sure, nothing bad will happen of that. So now, the only thing left to do is to head to Genesta's island. So we'll just do a little fast forward to when we get there. See you in a bit. Welcome back. Here we are. Had to swim out to sea to get to Genesta's island. As one does. Look at that. Look at that beautiful palace. Now, actually, if I go down this screen, do I see? Yes. So you can have a better view of Genesta's island there. Very nice. There's her peacock. You'll recall we had to use the feather to tickle the throat of the whale. Let's see what happens if I knock at the door. The tiny fairies watch you closely. Open door. This is the entry hall of the Enchanted Ivory Palace. 2 of the doors are closed and presumably off limits to uninvited visitors. The left doorway, however, is open. Why? This is another thing. The designs of these screens and levels, they'll try to kind of hint that there's more there than there actually is, but kind of close it off. So you've got these 2 doors that as a kid I was like, how do I open them? How do I get to the, to what's behind them? But the answer is there is nothing behind them at all. Whoops. Didn't go down far enough. Dum-da-da, climbing the stairs to Genesta's room. And she has a pet leopard because why not? Genesta's bedchamber is very beautiful and serene. Genesta lies very still upon the seashell bed, her concerned fairy helpers hovering near, and her pet snow leopard lying close by. She has a pet snow leopard, of course. Because of course she does. Of course. Right, look, Genestra. Of course you don't understand that. Genesta. The lovely fairy is visibly fading fast. Within hours, if she doesn't get her magic talisman back, she'll be dead. Well, I guess there's nothing we can do. Oh, wait, we do have a talisman. Give talisman. Oh, I had a moment of, wait, we didn't do anything. We didn't do everything with the hen. But we don't have to. That's going to be happening just here. Let's give the talisman. You give the magic talisman to the dying fairy. Almost instantly, the color returns to her cheeks, and her green eyes begin to sparkle. She sits up in bed, stretches, and smiles at you. Yay! Maybe also if your life force didn't depend on something that was so easily stolen from you. Genesta, maybe a little bit. Think about that. So you've saved my life, Rosella, the beautiful fairy says gratefully. And you have saved Tamir from the persecution of Lolotte. We are deeply indebted to you. I want to go outside. I need to feel the warm sun on my face. Poof! And here we are. There it is. The hen is actually Genesta's. You explain that the ogre had possession of her. And that's the full points. 230 of 230. I like there's no explanation of how the ogre actually came to have the hen. And we've got the magic fruit, so we'll be able to save King Graham. You can get to this point having forgotten to go get the magic fruit. And Genesta, unhelpfully, is all, well, I guess there's nothing to be done, and just sends you home without the fruit, when she could easily just magic the fruit over here, or magic you to the island to get the fruit, and then send you back home. There's just a little bit of kookiness there. And now Genesta's all like, hey, Edgar, wouldn't you like to be a hot young man? Handsome hunk. I mean, who would say no, obviously? You think about it. You think about it some more. Then... it is a bit of a subversion to, like, the typical tropes that the princess does not accept, you know, a marriage proposal. But spoilers, or maybe a little foreshadowing, we do see Edgar in King's Quest VII, and maybe we'll play it on the channel at some point. I would like to go through all the King's Quest games. And we've got the healing fruit. It just takes a little bite. Nom, 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 nom. And then, ha! Graham is also incredibly fit for a man of his age. It's a little difficult to really get that sense here in King's Quest IV, but in King's Quest V, like, he is ripped for however old he is. We did it! We finished King's Quest IV. Well, thanks everybody for coming along with this. Well, on this journey with me. This was the very first adventure game that I had ever played as a kid. Like I said in the very first episode. And I wanted to relive it with you guys in this Let's Play series. So I hope you had fun. Triumphant music! So thanks very much for watching again, and we will see you again very soon. Bye-bye.